Okay. Okay. Hello, guys. You welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia. If you're just seeing me for the first time, thank you. Welcome. I'm a Nigerian who lives here in South Africa with my family, and I make various content. I'm sure you will like it on this channel. It's just going to be a quick, short live stream, like say 30 minutes. Okay. I was meant to post a video today, but my schedule, I couldn't meet up with my editing. So hence I said, let me just jump in here and create a live stream. Let's just chat one-on-one. If anyone is there, say hello. And if you're just seeing me for the first time, thank you. Hit on the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. And please give this video a thumbs up, okay? I'm a bit all over the place, but yeah, we'll just manage it like that. I was I was actually live. I've been talking for like the past say almost 10 minutes. I just realized that I created the live stream and privated it, but I was live. I was talking, but I wasn't like I was on the studio here on StreamYard, but it wasn't public. I don't know if it makes sense. So anyway, we'll just talk about it, okay? We'll just take it from there. So I want to talk about what the comments I always get on some of my videos. I love how you appreciate our country. I always see that, and I always see people, South Africans, talk about that. So I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. A lot of people feel as though that some people, most times, South Africans are actually appreciative, and they're like, "Oh, Olivia, you bring our country into a good light, and you're very positive, you're very warm, you're very understanding, you're very in tune to South Africa and South Africans." Okay, so I just wanted to give a backstory about the reason why I actually created this channel, or the reason why I started talking about South African content. By the time we started talking about, I said I and a few of us like Chima, Francheri, Cheetah. By the time we started talking about it, there were no much Nigerians that make videos about South Africa and Nigeria. Actually, I was one of the first people that said, okay, for me, I said to myself, I've been living in South Africa for say 8 years at the time, and I know at least a little bit about South Africa from a migrant point of view. And I know that South Africans do not know a lot about Nigerians. Okay, why don't you just create videos that talk about Nigerians and South Africans? That was when I created Culture Shock and other videos. The reason was just to um let's say make bring awareness. Let South Africans understand Nigerians, let Nigerians understand South Africans. Let the negative stereotype, like, take away the negative stereotype. Let there be understanding between these two countries. Like, if my aim was, if a Nigerian watches my channel, they'll be like, okay, is this how South Africans do this? And if a Nigerian South African watches my channel, they will also say, is it how Nigerians do this? Or if Nigerians watches South Africa, they will also understand a little bit about South Africa. So that's why I started making those videos. And so my point of making videos about South Africa and Nigeria is I always focus on the positives, because one thing I've always said to myself is, Olivia, there's no country that do not have their downside and their upside, or their good side and their bad side, just like Nigeria, just like South Africa, just like every other country. But it depends on what you want to see at the time, or it depends on what you want to escalate, or it depends on what you want to actually talk about. That was why I started talking about Nigerians and South Africans, and yeah, vice versa. Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Please subscribe if you're watching, or give this video a thumbs up, or share, say something. Okay, so the first reason why I always praise South Africa, as people say, or why I always appreciate South Africa in my videos, is I'm all about gratitude. For me, it's all about gratitude. With gratitude, everything follows. Okay, that is one thing about me. My husband has, I always say it here, he's this kind of person that would like to, no matter the situation, he likes to escalate or project the positive side first, and he will now start looking at of any other thing. So for me, it's all about gratitude, escalating the positive side, about of South Africa and and Nigeria as well, because I understand that a lot of South Africans don't even know some things about Nigerians. Nigerians don't even know a lot of South Africa things about South Africa. There are a lot of misconceptions. So gratitude, and when you start everything on a note of gratitude, you see that everything falls into place. And another thing, the reason I also appreciate South Africa is a country where you are, and at least where you have your life. You need to appreciate that place, because at least if some people come into a country and they are no more for some reason, but for the fact that I'm alive in South Africa, the breath of South Africa, the water of South Africa, and the environment of South Africa has kept me and my family alive. I'm grateful. So for me, it's all about the gratitude part of it. Again, I choose to focus on the positives. Again, that is the first preliminary reason why I love and I appreciate South Africa openly. Okay, so again, I I like the system of South Africa. I won't lie to you. If even when I'm conversing with people, and people in Nigeria, people in South Africa, people out abroad, my friends, I know that I begin to understand that South Africa actually has a system. Even if South Africa is an African country, but it has a system that still works. It has a uniform system. The education system is kind of unified. You hardly see yourself, like some of the videos I talked about my experiences. You see that some of the things I experienced, another person that went to another university also experienced it. So their system is kind of unified. Their Yeah, that's one thing I like about South Africa, and some of these systems still work very well. So I always project those positive sides, project those things that actually I'm like, oh wow, things that give me joy. That's what I project. Another thing, what do they call Pan African? I'm I'm someone that really loves Africa. Apart from I have like apart from now that I have another thought. I was this person that said I'm not going to leave Nigeria. When I was young, I never envisaged myself leaving Nigeria, traveling out of Nigeria, or and when I came to South Africa, I'm like, oh, okay, at least good thing is also an African country. Though my mindset is changing. I don't mind leaving Africa entirely at this point. However, I'm Pan African. I'm all for Africa. I'm all for positivity. I'm all for you know African growth, African to the world. I believe that Africans have potentials as much as we may be disadvantaged in one or two areas as a continent, but I believe that Africans have potential, and even South Africans, Nigerians. So anything that will project Africa in a good light, I'm all for it. That's one thing. One thing I do not, or that's one reason I do not focus on. I choose not to. Even when I want to talk about Nigeria, I have a lot of things, negative things I can talk about Nigeria, our leader, but I just talk about the present one that I just want to go out there, but I do not focus on negatives, both for Nigeria, both for South Africa, because I'm Pan African. Is it what is called Pan? What I mean is, let me not speak the grammar that I cannot defend. What I mean is that I'm for Africa. But I hear it. People say I'm Pan African. So, but I'm for Africa. Let's just speak simple English. I'm someone that encourages my Africanness, or what I'm trying to. I don't know how to speak this English, but so I'm all for Africa. I love Africa. Honestly, I really love Africa. That's one. Another reason I love and appreciate South Africa even more as an African country is that South Africa dares to be like the West. Honestly, as much as South Africa is not yet perfect, or they're not yet like exactly like America, Europe, but when I talk about when I ask people that live in these countries, how are your systems and everything, when they compare, you see that South Africa, they try. If according to Nigerians, when Nigeria wants to say that you're doing well, they'll say they try. South Africans, they try, honestly, to be all honest, in all honesty, right now, their system, education system, like I always say, when I step my foot into KZ, and I'm like, are you serious? This university is something else. Then the ways of doing things were different. So for the fact that South Africans dare to be, even as an African nation, they dare to at least be something close to Europe, America, Asia, all those developed economies and developed world. That's one reason I talk about it. Of course, I mean, if we have to talk about negative things, we also have to talk about positive things. And yeah, those are some of the reasons. Again, oh my God, I love South African weather. As much as I'm not too much of a fan of the winter time, like we are almost entering winter right now, but I still love the fact that the winter is not so harsh compared to, at least it doesn't snow here. Thank goodness. But the fact that South Africa, as an African country, has winter, and but thank God it doesn't snow. So I love the fact that we have winter that is not so harsh. We have summer that is not so harsh. We have spring, all the weathers, they're not so harsh. I don't know how people in Europe cope, but of course people cope anyways. But for the fact that our weather here in South Africa is tolerable. The winters are tolerable. Like here in Rustenburg, during winter, like say June now, I can still put on this thing. So long as it's afternoon, I can still put on this t-shirt some days. But at least, and another thing, the winters are very short. In fact, I like South African weather. I love that it doesn't, there are no so much dust. That's one thing, because I have this allergy that I sneeze a lot. I have, I don't know what it's called. I have very serious allergic conditions that I used to sneeze a lot. But the fact that it's not dusty, and I like South African weather, I won't lie. Those are some of the reasons why anything I love, I talk about, guys. So please give this video a thumbs up if you're here. I can see a few people on the live stream. Please thumbs up on this video, okay, and comment if you have anything to say. Okay, so yeah, I like that the weathers are not extreme. That's one thing. Extreme weathers, I don't know how I'll cope with extreme weathers. That's why my brother is in Canada, and he has told me to visit Canada, and I'm like, that Canada that is so cold, maybe I'll visit someday. Never say never, but I know that Canada is very cold. Some part of US is very cold as well. Europe is very, very cold. So for the fact that our there South Africa has with winter, and but we don't fall under those extreme winter, I like it. Another reason why I talk about positives and I bask on the positive in South Africa is that, one, I don't see myself, I don't talk about negative things. Some people come, actually, maybe in my personal life, I'm on the comments. If I see them, I just delete. They're like, okay, you say so much good things about South Africa. What about the negative? What about the criticism? I do not have the power to criticize a country that is not mine, honestly. I see it as foolishness. I see it as not being wise. Sometimes whenever I talk about Nigeria as a country, or whenever I talk about the negative part of Nigeria, I feel as though I have the right to talk about those things, because Nigeria is my country. It's my country of birth, and is, I don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say? For some reason, even so long as I do not, say it in a derogatory way or in a bad way, I feel as though I have the right to criticize Nigeria, to say things that are not working in Nigeria that I want to work, that I will, or things I feel, in my own humble opinion, if the government of Nigeria can change, I feel as though, yeah, I can talk about it as a Nigerian citizen. But I don't think that I have the right to come and start saying, oh, South African government, people should change this one. Change. No, I can just point out just one or two things that I do not, I feel okay, like the way I say, okay, sometimes I wish permits can come out faster in home affairs, and if they can make things faster. Those are the things that is within my right to say as a migrant, but I don't think anybody should expect me to come and start saying, "Oh, this one happened." It's not in my place. That's why, for the fact that it's not in my place to talk about those things. You see, negative news, ENC, especially when there's kind of a negativity that is happening in the country or any kind, I do not watch those news. First of all, it depletes my mental health. It kind of makes me anxious. It kind of make, I don't know, maybe everybody have the way they process things. I don't like negativity. I feel I want to live in one beautiful little bubble for myself. I wish the world, at large is this very little bubble that I just want to fantasize, and that's what I am all about. I like to live in my little bubbles, fantasize, bask upon the positive things, because positivity gives me strength. And that's how my mental health works. Positivity gives me strength to do my everyday activities, to raise my children, to do my things. So that's why everything and every positive experience I have, I magnify it. Hi, Thomas. Olivia, you are cherished in South Africa. Oh, thank you so much, Thomas. I really, really, really do appreciate you. And those comments make me feel good. I don't know. Maybe I like fantasy. I don't like fantasy movies, funny enough, but I like to live in a world of fantasy where everything is all rosy and beautiful, and because life is shorter than we know, honestly. So I actually learned most of these things from my husband. He's like, he does not like anything. And if you want to talk about anything negative, you'll be like, just leave it and let's dwell on the positive. So I'm all about dwelling on the positive. For Nigeria, I can once in a while talk about things I feel the government can change, things if I or I can compare them. I can compare Nigeria, because honestly, in to be honest with you, the case of Nigeria is a bit, sometimes it can be really serious, or some things that needs to be addressed in Nigeria is really serious. You need to address some things. Although no matter how we address it, the government will still do their lots, right? But if it's about South Africa here, I feel as though what needs to be changed is not a lot. I won't lie to you. A lot of most things work in South Africa. Are there things that need to be tweaked a little? Of course, there is, but those things are not in my place as a Nigerian migrant who lives in South Africa to come and start saying, oh, this one. I'm going to talk about the good things, the weather, the food, the people, the culture, the diversity, and the good things that make me feel good about the country. And I'm always going to talk about my educational experience or academic experience that I had in South Africa. It will be one of my cherished moments in this country, if I can say so myself, because it really shaped me, it really changed me. Those days were the best days of my life in South Africa. I wouldn't lie to you. My husband, we were talking the other day, he was like, I said, do you know, when I came, though it was very hectic, I can tell you for free, during my honors day, some days I was crying. I didn't know how to go about a lot of things, because I moved from psychology to doing my honors in HR. So it was like a very new field that I needed to read up on to know what human resource management was all about. But even in the midst of all that, it's still the best experience I will have when it comes to South Africa, because I loved those days. I loved UKZN. I love the people. I love relating to people. I love the lecturers. I love the system. I think it's more of the system, how things work. Things worked to the T that I began to ask myself, do these people use robots to do things, make things work? Everything, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, oh my God, Vikon, eh? So those are one of my cherished moments in South Africa. My days in UKZN, honestly. So those are the kind of memories I love, positive things. That's why I'll keep talking about it. Some people, I'm sure a lot of people are tired of hearing me talk about my culture shocks and my experiences, my educational experiences, because any day I remember anything that I feel as though I'm not talking, I will say it, because I want people to learn from those things. Hi, Philip. How are you? Hope you're well. And so I want people to learn. I want people to also magnify their positive experiences. I want people to know that nobody is perfect, no country is perfect. Have it in mind. And another reason also, the reason why I appreciate South Africa a lot is I manage my expectations. I think South Africa also taught me how to manage my expectations. From Nigeria, from where we come from as Nigerians, we are very expectant people, or you can say we are very entitled people. If you know any Nigeria, you know that as a country, we are very entitled. As even people, the way your mom or your parent, like your family relates to you, they relate to you in a very entitled manner. We are culturally entitled people as Nigerians, but when I came to South Africa, I began to manage those entitlements, manage my expectations towards people, towards life, knowing that sometimes life is not like that and life will humble you. Maybe I'm talking too much. I don't know if you guys, I hope I'm not rambling, but those are some of the things, the reasons why I love my experiences in South Africa. And I talk about it because South Africa has helped me a lot. It has helped me, yeah, it has, thank you so much. It has helped me manage my expectations. Now I know that even I teach, of course, obviously my kids experience will be very different from mine because all their life from when they were born till now, it's all about African experience, so they think differently from me, okay, depending on how much they stay in South Africa. But for me, I'm also trying to raise them to manage their expectations. I feel as though when people manage their expectations about people, about a country, about even people in their personal life, they learn to appreciate the little things, or the things that is not, maybe let me put it this way, maybe I'm expecting one big thing. Okay, let me just put it this way, maybe I'm expecting to by this time become a director in an establishment, okay. Yeah, but I'm not that director in any establishment, but I've also gained some things in South Africa here. So I choose to appreciate the things I've gained as opposed to things I've not gained. That's literally basically what I'm trying to say. Managing my expectation, appreciating what I have as opposed to what I do not have yet. Those little experience, they're not little. Those experiences that I've had, like good academic experiences, good qualification. By the way, someday very soon I'll be going to KZN. I'll be visiting KZN soon again because I want to do some things in UKZN. Yeah, those experiences I had in KwaZulu Natal, those medical experiences I have, always leave a room for disappointment in life. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Philip, you've said it. Always leave a room for disappointment. Even if you're not disappointed at the end of the day, okay, that's good. But if you're disappointed, you will not. It will not like break you, kind of. It will affect you, but not too much. So that's, for me, that's it. People sometimes in life, because of we are humans, we tend to only see the things that we do not have, or the things that we do not have, or the faults, or the little negatives, or the little shortfalls, and we forget the numerous positives and the numerous advantages. So for me, I choose to magnify, appreciate, that's the word actually, appreciate my experiences in South Africa, my appreciate my life even in South Africa, because that's a country that you'll be living in, that you come to as a migrant. For some reason, you will be no more after a while. For the fact that I'm alive, I have children, I did not lose any child, I did not have any bad experience. I've not had any bad experience so far. Medically, I've not had any medical experience. Even for every medical experience that me and my husband have had has been positive. We've had some one or two health scares in our personal, family life, but because of the system and the medical systems, or the medical, what's it called, expertise in South Africa, we've been able to pull through by the grace of God as well. So those are the things I just see, and I'm like, no, I appreciate. So I appreciate South Africa. So I also want to say, everybody that say I love you, Cherished, or I love you, Olivia, I love you too, I love you right back. I will keep, projecting South Africa and Africa in general, Nigeria, in a good light. I always enjoy watching your videos. How long have you been in South Africa? I've been in South Africa for 12 years plus now. My marriage will be 13 years in December. We wedded in December, then I came with my husband um in January. So by January next year, it will be 13 years in South Africa. Hi, Chima Francheri. This is Chima. How are you doing? It's Chima and I that started talking about South African content, because now you see it's also a good thing that a lot of people are beginning to, also share their own experience as Nigerians that live in South Africa. It's a good thing, but this is the reason, some of the reasons why Chima and I think Chima, I don't know if I can speak for you, but I think from the little experience conversation that we've had together, these are some of the reasons when we saw a gap, we decided to talk about these things, and yeah, those are the things. So nobody should feel as though, oh, you're not projecting hate. I'm not projecting hate. I'm never going to project hate. Anybody that brings hate to my channel, I just quietly delete and block the person. We are all for positivity. At least let some other people be projecting negativity, but for this channel, and we are going to project good things. Hello, beautiful people. Hi. So we are going to project positivity. Does anyone have anything to say, or do you have any question before we call it a day? I intended making it a very short one so that people can watch the playback. And I was live 10 minutes into the live, and I didn't know I was actually on private on the StreamYard platform. So I don't know. If you have any question or any contribution or anything to say, you can say. Or if you want to say thank you, Olivia, you can just say thank you, Olivia. Say, Olivia, thank you. I've been watching. If you've been watching me for maybe say since this year or last 2 years, you can just tell me on the comment section. That would be also nice, and I will appreciate. Just say something. Tell me how long have you been watching my videos, or how did you stumble on my videos? Was it shared? Was it how did you come across me? And do you have anything to say? Have you stayed in other provinces? Yes, I have. Philip, you need to go back and watch some of my videos. First of all, I landed when my husband brought me. He was living in the Eastern Cape, in a village called Sipetu. Sipetu, as a village, I will never forget. It's one of the deep rural villages in the Eastern Cape, in the friendly province of the Eastern Cape. That's what it's called. Yeah, the Eastern Cape is actually friendly. So from Sipetu, my first daughter was born in the Eastern Cape. She was born in Port Elizabeth. Then after she was born, my husband's contract expired. We moved to Northwest. He got another job in Northwest. We came to Northwest. Then while we were in Northwest here, I got admission to go and study in University of KwaZulu Natal, Pietermaritzburg campus. Then I moved to Pietermaritzburg and stayed for 4 years in Pietermaritzburg and finished my studies and came back again to Northwest. So I've lived in 3 provinces in South Africa at the time. But I've visited other provinces. Of course, I've visited Gauteng. I've not visited Mpumalanga, funny enough. I think that's one province I must actually visit. I visited the Western Cape as well. Is Cape Town in the Western Cape or in the Northern Cape? I don't know. I visited Cape Town. I visited George. I visited Ntaka. I visited Humansdorp. I visited a lot of a lot of places, at least in some places in South Africa, not a lot, but I visited quite a couple of places in South. I visited George. Cape Town is in the Western Cape. Okay, I visited the Western Cape as well, but I've lived in 3 particular provinces. Oh, my alarm! I've lived in 3 provinces, and I've visited other provinces as well. So I've had a very good time in South Africa so far. I've had, like I said, my best experience. If you do you remember, I don't know, in Nigeria we used to write an essay in primary school. I don't know if it's primary or secondary. Chima, I don't know if you wrote that essay. They say, what was your most memorable, something like that. If I'm asked to write that kind of essay, definitely it would be my time when I was studying. I don't know, for some reason it would be my time studying. It was hard, it was hectic. I was doing night classes, I was doing day, night, learn everything, but it was a very memorable time. Yeah, any more questions, submission, contribution before we call it a day? Chima, anything, do you have anything to say? Please give this video a thumbs up, guys. I would really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up, okay? And if you can share, like, comments, and that would be awesome. And without further ado, I like that in English. That's all for me. Okay, thanks so much, Philip. I really appreciate you guys. Please comment, subscribe, share. Anytime you see my videos and you feel as though somebody else will enjoy it or benefit, just share it to somebody. And thank you so much, everyone. We'll do this lives. If you have any topic you want me to talk about, just put it on any of the comments. I will look at it. And if you have anything you guys want us to talk about on a live section, yeah, that will be it. What do you think about South Africa election? Really, I have high Cat Lego. I hope I did not murder your name. I've not really like I've not really, of course, I can't vote. I don't have the ability to vote because I don't have South African ID. But I feel it's quite peaceful. I don't hear a lot of drama. Let me use the word drama because that's what we use these days on the internet. You know, everything that happens, we all hear and see all those things on the internet. But I don't see South African elections as being controversial, just like my dear beloved Nigerian election that can be controversial sometimes. Yeah. So I think it's quite peaceful. Or do you have an otherwise submission? And please don't forget to visit the beautiful Limpopo province. Oh yes, Limpopo. Chima was living in. I wish Chima was still in Limpopo. I will come and visit Limpopo and Pumalanga. I have to visit those two provinces, Limpopo and Pumalanga. You should visit Limpopo too. They are my people. Yes, Limpopos are very warm. I hear, in fact, generally everywhere in South Africa, they for me, I would definitely be talking about my own experience. I've not had a bad experience, you know, compared to I don't know. For me, so I know that Limpopo people, Chima used to say that they are very warm. Yeah, so I will visit Limpopo. And I wanted to visit, Limpopo is in, Kruger National Park is in Limpopo, right, on Pumalanga. Wanted to go there this last Christmas, but Jachi, my little daughter, I think some of the activities are not suitable for her, so we couldn't go. But I'll visit Limpopo and Pumalanga very soon. Okay, guys, thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you guys in my next one. Okay, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, I'll really appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.